These biting my style, I hope they got dental plans. So get it straight from the source and cut out the middleman. Get that pure dough. Get that pure dough. Go get it straight from the source and cut out the middleman. You get that pure dough.
I'm not gonna get into it.
Nah, really. Need that energy.
It's me. And some. Back with another episode of Verse with Verse. Man, how you guys doing? We got James Rich,
So
Big
bad
U,
question.
BK Sal in the building.
Yeah.
You know,
They finally got me outside.
Yeah. You blessed. How you feeling, Sal?
Man, you know, the nation is in misery today. And, you know, it's another day above water.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Blessed. We're blessed to be here.
Son,
I'm blessed to be here.
This is always blessed.
Told you.
Oh, Rich, man. Not
Play the
feeling.
odds.
I got nothing to say, bro. Niggas that I don't even want nobody talking to me, to be totally honest.
Yeah. Man. Oh man. So let's talk about something. Let's try to talk about something. So as men, right? You know, obviously we had this presidential race, man versus woman, right? You know, a lot of people looked at it that way. You know what I mean? I'm not voting for no woman, right? There's people that I'm not voting for a woman to be a president. That's crazy. And, you know, I'm not like super into politics, but there's so many things behind the person who's the president.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, as much as you looking at it like I'm not voting for this woman, it's like you're voting for like policies, different things that this person is representing. You know what I mean? And how do you feel about people just saying they're not voting because she's a woman? Like, they're not voting for her.
So what are we talking about? This is why I can't speak anymore. What are we talking about?
But that's the thing, though. Politics is what it is to everybody.
You gotta move your mic
You know what I'm saying?
a little bit.
Oh,
No, I guess you might be good. I guess.
He looked like he was lean.
Is he good, Steve?
good.
Looks like
Mike-
it. Look like he's
Okay.
straight.
I can't.
I'm not used to it being on the
That's
side.
That's an interesting
any crazy start getting
Yeah,
a
I've
little
never
crazy.
seen it like that.
That's the
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, you know.
My bad. Go
Back to
ahead,
you,
continue.
yeah.
What was that? Oh, I said people vote for what they vote for. You know what I'm saying? They politics is their politics. Some people play gender politics. Some people play, they actually care about policies. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some people vote for the different levels that government is going to affect. You feel me? And, you know, at the end of the day, we still niggas.
Still nigga.
Nah, we might have to do that today, right? Might have to switch this on.
Fuck this host. Just wild out on social, on YouTube.
Stop
Fuck
bugging.
all this.
So look, man, I want to talk to y'all. You know, we all men with children in here now. Y'all two have girls. You have boys. I have a girl and a boy. Do y'all believe y'all would raise, like, I mean, you have to, right? You have to raise girls different from boys. But, like, do y'all see yourselves having to do, like, a lot different? Starting with you, Rich.
I mean, I've worked with kids like most of my entire adult life, so I don't think so at this point. I feel like at some point, of course, like once they're older, it's like, you know, they're gonna have different concerns, different issues, and like that. But while they're young, I think they're just kids. So yeah, at this point, I don't look at it. I'm doing anything specifically different. I mean, I know for myself, I am. And I've always said this. I wanted girls for that reason specifically because I felt like if I had a son, I would probably be too hard on him, and that's just trying to prepare him for adulthood. Mm-hmm. So in that case, I don't know if that answers your question, but that's the only way. Yeah.
So, we'll get to you, Mr. Boyce, because he got two girls, and then we'll get to you, Seth. So talk about your boys. If you had girls, how much
I
difference
mean,
you
yeah,
think?
I definitely think that I would probably have a different approach if I had girls. But I am, you know what I'm saying, I'm a very compassionate person to begin with. So I'm like super compassionate. I'm super lovey with my kids. You feel me? But I do feel like if I had girls, I wouldn't be able to be as stern as I am. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like they would have me wrapped around their fingers.
I'm not laughing at what I'm looking and said. Me and Ike both got on like black shirts with fatigue pants. Y'all
It's like the
both
second.
That's funny.
We wore our uniforms.
Because what you were saying was very insightful. I apologize.
But that's just my take on it.
And you, Seth?
I think that to some extent the approach would have to differ, because if you were raising you're raising little boys that are going to be men at some point, and I think there's some things that you got to kind of prepare them for that I don't think I'll be getting into with my daughters, and then I would try to kind of lean more on their mom and the women involved to kind of prepare them for certain things. But the basics is all, all of the foundation basics I think are the same.
How about you? You got one and
skip
one.
over
You're
it.
actually
Nah, it's crazy. It's really crazy. And then the age difference between them makes it even. That's another thing. How far apart are your kids?
2 years.
And yours?
Like 2.5.
And yours are the same age. I got kids that are 7 years apart from each other, and they two different
Yeah.
They're in
genders.
two different iterations
It's
of the world.
crazy, bro.
Yeah.
They're
It's
living in
crazy.
two different iterations.
So
of
it's
the world.
like it's definitely tough because like my son has like 2.5 more years before he goes to college.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And at that point, you are becoming a young man where you're gonna have to do
this
young
point.
man things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas for my daughter, she's kind of just cartwheeling right now and just chilling and like she's not even thinking about becoming a woman right now, a young woman. She's a
Right.
little girl. She's trying to be a big girl still. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's tough, and I've been thinking about. That's why I asked y'all the question, because I'm like, damn, it's probably so much easier for you guys, man. Like having just to worry about that thing. Like, all right, girls, boys. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be this parent that is like, all right, let me show him how to be a man, and then I gotta show her how to how a woman should be treated, and then, you know what I'm saying?
I get it. I do think that, you know what I'm saying, like you're like the landscape you have to cover is more vast, right? But like even having two boys, like they're not like
They're
a
not the
monolith,
same.
like you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
it's like I gotta be more compassionate to one. I could joke around different with one of them, like you know what I'm saying. I still gotta be mindful, but at the end of the day, like we still gotta do men shit because I'm trying to raise boys into men. So
Right.
I get your take as well.
Even with me, in my household, my household is two boys.
That's a
my,
fact.
My stepkids, my wife's
That's a fact.
son. Yeah. Like,
What a challenge for me is being the only man in my house is a totally different. You have to be mindful of your own masculinity. I don't know what the word is, but like how you show up in front of them, like, you know what I'm saying? Because like you said, I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to over index in no way, because I'm a man and they don't need to be me.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But I do have to teach them certain things. So that's my only challenge, is like just trying to keep my own masculinity in check.
Right.
So I don't put that on to them.
So a reason I also asked this is because we are men, right? And our lives are full of like certain things, stigmas that we have to be men. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, are you gonna try to teach your daughter to do certain things that you do? Like, are you a person who you gotta?
For example, yeah. So that's what I was just saying. So right now, one thing that I low key, I feel like I had a little breakthrough recently. So, I'm a very goal-oriented person. I do all these like psychological tests, and I always come up as achiever and relation. Like, those are my two things, is that I love people and I love to complete goals. Like, those are my two, and every test I've ever taken, that's what I get. But anyway, well, my daughter, she's into a whole bunch of stuff, and she's just like me. She wants to win. She wants to do well. She's extremely focused on being good, following rules, doing the right thing. So I used to be pushing her. Like, she does gymnastics. She wants to do basketball now. She's doing a bunch of stuff. But I realized that when I do that to her, she gets down on herself if she's not good enough. So I had to learn to just, right now at least, support her in having fun. So it's like, for me, that's one thing I had to pull back, is like that competitiveness, because I think that's part of my masculinity, personally. It's like, I'm very competitive, and I feel like I don't want her to have that. And when I stop doing that, she started learning things way faster. Like she just started doing things on her own. She'll practice on her own time. But when I try to push her to practice, she gets upset, she gets sad, and she don't want to do it. So I think that's one thing I learned is like just pulling back with. And I don't know if that's for all girls. So all girls are different. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I think the thing with that is probably like when you push her, you set expectations on her, and as her dad, she don't want to let you down.
That's exactly what
when
it
if
is.
you just support her growth, she could just be excited to grow.
Yep.
And you just be there to support it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
she comes to me and tells me when she feels like she got to the next level or something. But if I'm there, she's like she don't want to fail in front of me.
Right, facts.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So talk about your girls compared to his girls.
Just so they're a little bit older. I just think the climate of society today, kids, they put this weight on themselves of because of the microwave stuff. Everybody on TikTok is good at everything. So if they do something and it's not good, because everything that they see is everybody doing so good all the time. So if they do something and it's not good, they immediately put this thing like I suck or whatever.
That's definitely what she felt. Because she like, they did it, I can't do it. She'll say I can't do something before trying it. I'm like, you didn't try.
So what I just had to keep doing is letting them understand that it's a process. And this is, you learn, like, so I do make my daughters practice. I don't care if I'm not going to leave it up to them. Because time is going to just pass, and I don't know what they're going to do at that time. So whether they appreciate it or not, maybe they get mad at me like Ma called me Joe Jackson sometimes. Whatever. We're going to hit this football field. If you're saying that you want to be a good football player, we're going to hit this field every time we can, as much as we can. And if they feel frustrated about something, we'll have a conversation about that. In an open conversation where they could say, oh, man, I feel like this, that, and the third. And I'm like, nah, this is not, there's no pressure here, but we got to be here if you want to, because I asked them, what do you want to do?
Right. That's the key.
And if they say they want to do certain things, all right, then we got to be here.
Yeah. I feel the same way. It's like, so we do basketball every Saturday, Wednesday. She wants to go, but while we're there, I tell her what we're doing, and I let her do it.
Let her rock.
Rather than me, like, for example, so she just started making her first shots because she couldn't reach the rim before. So before I'm like, do that, put your hand like that, shoot like that, bend your knees, and she shut down. Last week, I was like, all right, I showed her what to do, and I was like, shoot 50 times. Yeah. By the time she got to like 20, she made it.
Yeah, because they
and
figured
she's
it
like,
out.
I did it. And I'm like, because she knows she just don't like me constantly correcting her. So, but like you said, though, it's important. If she's saying she wants to do this, then I tell her. And now I will tell her, don't come to me unless you want help. Yeah. Right? If you don't want help, you just want to have fun, go ahead, do your thing. But don't tell me, Daddy, I want to do this. Because now, like you said, I'm going to have to hold you accountable to some extent.
Yeah. Just damn kids, man. These kids.
How do you approach your two? Do you approach them differently?
Like you got some stuff on your mind.
Nah, man. Like, it's like I'm saying, like, when I hear y'all, like, parenting is
Callie don't
want
to do shit, by the way. The younger one don't.
That's
Leave
Mina.
her alone.
I mean, that's Mina's the younger one.
She's still young, though.
Corey wasn't like this.
Mina ain't young.
Feel you.
She don't want to do shit neither. But she want to be good, though. But she don't want to do nothing.
That's kind of like Tony. But like Tony does, like, I mean, I guess the other part about this, when you say she doesn't want to do anything, because like I said, she's a little
Callie
young.
wants to do what Corey does, but not really.
Okay.
Mina is big.
So Mina doesn't want to do, like, what does she want to do? If there's anything?
Chill on her phone, play on a tablet.
Okay.
Go sit on the stairs away from everybody, play family or something like that. But like, so they play flag football. They play travel football, competitive team. They win champs. So she'll get mad if she like miss a play or if something happens in the game. But it's like when it's time to practice, like, come on. She don't want to do nothing. She want to, how come you're making me? It's like if you're gonna get upset about the outcomes, then I gotta marry you to this work. The work is gonna, so you like being upset, be asking. You like to be, cause she'll cry. You'll cry if you mess up, but you're gonna keep messing up if you don't. This is where you don't mess up at. You learn not to mess up here. You don't want to do nothing except play.
So like for me, like obviously we're all athletes in here. So when I first think of things, I think of Tony and doing athletics. She likes to swim, but it's like she has to train outside of her training. Yeah. And that's the tough part, to get her to train when she's not doing it. You know what I mean?
Kids, yeah.
So it's like, but the things that she does do, like she knows sign language. Like she teach herself sign language. She She would teach me.
That's
She's,
fire.
you know what I mean? So it's like just things that she do like to do, and she could. I guess it's simple because it don't take no real. It takes something, but it don't take as much as it. I feel like.
It's not as much physical exertion.
Yeah, but
like,
it still takes focus.
Right.
And that's the key
focus.
with everything.
Yeah.
And she be focused. Like she could tell you like for how like Halloween pass. She could tell you how to say everything in Halloween. She can do a whole song in sign language right now. Like one of her favorite songs. It's crazy, you know what I mean? But this is what she watches and learns. And she, just before I left here, she was like, "Can y'all put me in this sign language class?" Like I'm like, all right. We gotta figure out how much this costs, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, she motivated.
But yeah, so it's just. But I've watched her do gymnastics, dance, and all of these things, and it's just like she act like she want to do it, but then when you doing it, it's like I can't do this, and it's like you gotta work harder, like you know what I mean. And then
I want to do 10 backflips. Okay, let's start out with a tumble sauce.
Yeah, I don't know how much of it is like, y'all, I think you said like that they're young and they don't understand the concept of the work it takes to get better.
They don't.
Right? And I think that might be some of it because like with Corey, the only thing that always helps me with her is that she's stuck with gymnastics and she can see how much better she is. So when she started basketball, my thing was always like, remember when you started gymnastics, you couldn't do that. And now look at what you're able to do. So that reminds her, but I think she was able to stay in gymnastics because she liked her teammates and she liked the coach. So it was like, all right, I like being with these girls, so I'll do it because it's fun. But now I'm actually good and she's getting praised, so she stays with it. So I think kids need to feel good about what they do. That's a big part of it.
I also think though, you know what I'm saying, I think it's a testament to like our parenting, right? Because it's like we're not like the parents that are trying to live vicariously through our kids. Like we're not beating them down with drills
all the time.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like you got to give yourself some credit because your kid is free to be a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Your kid might want to be a scholar as opposed to a gym. He's like, nah.
I be saying that all the
you're
get in the
not
water.
the gym.
Nah, I be saying that all the time. Yeah. I be like, look, you don't gotta play. I be talking like, look, if you don't want to play,
I didn't talk about Ian. I talked about Tony.
if you want to play,
Yeah.
this is where
no,
we
but I'm
at.
saying at that age though, it's
Right.
good for them to kind of like organically like
And see what
Yeah,
they
yeah,
like,
yeah,
what
yeah,
they
yeah.
fall into.
And then once they have the wherewithal and the presence of themselves that I kind of like this and I do want to make it something, then you
Then
could
you
drive
can-
them.
Tony
like,
might
you
be
know what I'm saying?
the sign language proficient
Nah, that's what I'm saying. That's
master
very
of all
possible.
She'll be the person,
times.
you know, when you go to the
Get
concerts,
a doctorate.
oh,
Yeah.
ski, ski, motherfucker.
I don't know why.
You didn't see the girl
Nah, I know
doing
you're talking
that.
about. Did you see they have girls who don't even know sign language
Yes,
just doing it?
faking.
Just faking, just going like this.
You saw the lady at the like the
I thought it was
town
the
hall
white
meeting,
lady.
the black lady
Yeah.
at the sound like she's
Yeah.
the goat.
Yeah.
Son.
They gotta
OD.
find that clip.
OD.
She's the goat.
Yo.
You gotta put
So
that up
what
on the
about-
screen.
Tell me about the oldest though.
That's what I was
'cause you got a
gonna say.
teenager.
I was gonna ask y'all, like, y'all think that
That's
it's gonna
smooth.
feel this same way when your kids are 15 and still doing?
Hopefully, to me, I think it'll be better. Because I won't feel so bad pushing.
And I mean, it's tough, man. Like, imagine, all right, because you got to remember, like I said, I got to keep going back to this. The fact that we're athletes, our kids, well, I mean, it's tough because I had a boy first. Y'all both had girls, so I don't know if that changes the dynamic of things because your girls are super athletes too.
I
You know what I'm
think it depends
saying?
on the kid.
Right? But like, Ian has been an athlete
Right.
from young. Like from young, I had him doing like 20 push-ups. You're like 3 years
right.
old, like push-ups, squats, wall sits. So his body is built.
Child
Right.
abuse.
So his body is built to do whatever he wants to do when it comes to sports. But it's like sports isn't just a thing where you just gotta be strong and fast. Like, yeah, there's some things you can do by doing that, but it's also a mental thing of learning the game and learning how to use your advantages.
Right.
So it's tough when somebody is so athletic that he just like, yeah, like I can do these things and I haven't even tried to
But
do
he
it.
got to
Like,
plateau. He got to bump into hard work. You know what I'm saying? Like
and he did and broke his wrist this year. That's
not
exactly
funny.
what happened.
Yeah, so
You know
I think
what I'm
that's
saying?
what's gonna make him. that's
Yeah,
horrible.
nigga.
But
Broke
still,
your wrist, huh?
nah, it's crazy. Like there's more, but you know, my son he's grown,
Damn.
and I don't want to talk about him too much because he'll see this. But you know what I mean? Like he's saying he's gonna play on the basketball team and stuff. He hasn't played basketball in probably 6-7 months, and I'm just like, why do you think
niggas
that's gonna
out here
happen?
active?
Right? Like, why do you think that you're gonna just play? He's like, well, I seen the kids, and I'm sure I'm better than them and him. And I'm like, you got to start respecting people who actually take these things serious.
Or
Like, you
don't.
Or don't until they
And
give you
then
something
you
to
find
respect.
out.
Yeah.
F around and find out. That's what they say, right?
Find out.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
F around and find out. So, you know, with all this being said, like, as men, right, do y'all, like, when do you stop, right? Like, are we able to ever stop pushing? Like,
That's why I don't want to talk to nobody. Serious.
Nah, I
You don't
think
understand the
stop.
fire I got right now.
What are you feeling so fiery about?
Like I'm sorry, I jumped in front of what you was gonna say.
no, go ahead. Talk about what you're feeling right now.
Talk about your
Because
fire.
Obviously, when I said, when do we stop, it made you think of
Don't
something.
stop. Like, you can't stop. And I think
That's too close to
word to
some-
Diddy.
That's too close.
Word to Diddy.
Stop, won't
Pause.
stop.
Word to Diddy.
Too close to,
Pause.
he
You know what I'm
Coming
saying?
home since they hired.
You
since
know
they got
Trump.
your video.
You know that was
They
bringing
have-
Diddy home, baby.
Yeah.
Trump bringing Diddy home.
Crazy.
Somebody told me that earlier. I said, yo, you might be right.
Bringing him home.
Diddy coming home.
No, I heard his case is pretty solid, but we're not gonna get into that.
As a rock.
Nah, I mean, they said that everybody signed all these NDAs,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
people can't even
Everything's
talk about it.
inadmissible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
but I think the NDA is waived when you start the traffic folks.
Right, that's what I heard too. The trafficking
once
thing
you go
changes
portable-
everything.
well, this is the thing.
To go
If
mobile.
they have all of the evidence, he's done, right? But if they have to get people to talk about what he's done,
They
I
signed
think
it.
he's probably
Once
good.
the feds came, didn't they?
Yeah.
He's done.
Well,
don't
well,
know.
Donald is the king of the feds, so we'll see. But as far as what I was
can
gonna
we
say
stop?
about stopping, you know, should we stop? We have to. We have to stop at some point, right? You can't go on forever, right? You have
Why
to
not?
take care of yourself because you'll burn out. In my opinion, you have to learn how to balance. And when I say balance, not like a little bit here, a little bit there. What I'm saying is, for me, how I look at balance is, I'm locked in here till I achieve this goal, and then I'm achieving another goal that balances me out. So what I mean by that is, I have goals that I want to accomplish, and then another goal would be about my mental health and my own self-love, and I'll attack that goal. Whether
So how
that
will
be
you stop?
No, I'm saying I don't stop. It's just different.
In
just
different
relation to
stuff.
children, or you was just talking about
as a man.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm saying
that's
I changed the focus.
Stop.
I changed the focus. So
I thought
that's
he was
why I
saying we
feel-
stop.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, okay.
no. I'm just saying that you have to take care of
You
yourself.
change
to
the
a
sliders.
I agree.
There you
You
go.
change, you switch the
That's what I
sliders
mean
around,
by it.
you know what I'm saying?
Has a
how we
woman
maintain
ever
it.
like seen you going so hard and was like, when are you gonna stop? Like, you need to stop.
I'm not even talking about this no more. I see what he's trying to do with this.
What is he trying to do? What do you think he's trying to do? Because I'm confused.
All right, Sam.
sound like a
straightforward question.
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
I don't think that's ever happened.
They don't
to me.
see it, or do they see it and they don't really notice that you going hard as you going, or
So
doing-
I think part of the problem is that
You gonna
when
get the
we
answer you
we're going, they might not even know you going. So
That's
if
true.
they were asked, okay, so what does he be doing? He's
Right.
whatever
stuff
He's-
behind the scenes.
Even that, yeah, like, but that's what it is though, because you might be like even I'm almost 50 years old. Like, we do this. I'm in the band. My daughters is on 16s. I got a job. I sell the body. Like,
I was gonna say crack.
I'm just saying, but I do a bunch of stuff. Nah, I do a bunch of things. I do a
said
bunch
work.
of things though. Yeah, I do a bunch of things, and it's like whatever. It, like, somebody that's looking in on that, a woman or whomever, might mostly a woman, because niggas recognize that other niggas is busy doing shit. Like,
So, question for you, Seth, right? Because I gotta believe there's been a time you've been stressed and it showed,
yeah,
and
sure.
your wife may have said, "What's wrong?" How do you respond to that? Because
Face.
See, yeah,
Sorry,
I'm good.
sorry.
Yeah, see, he's trying to do it to me now.
I know, that's why I got right about it.
all right, let's go, fellas. All right, I tried, Rich.
Oh,
all right,
shit.
Seth, now we on you, Seth.
What's
But at a time,
He's like,
That
what?
was crazy.
At a time, a woman you may have been with,
Look at
seen
his
you
face.
stressed, ask you, "What's wrong? Why are you stressed?" How do you let her know this?
Well, I don't
Within
really,
knowing that there's probably nothing
so
she's
I-
gonna do to
I
help
str-
your
I
stress.
stress in private.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I stress in private.
Facts.
So you don't think it's ever showed and they've seen it and
I'm pretty sure it showed. You know what I'm saying? I've told people I'm stressed. They don't see it, but I'd be like, yo, I'm stressed.
Yeah.
oh yeah, they never.
You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, what you stressed about? And I'd just be like, nah, just some shit I gotta work through. And they'd be like, oh, cool.
Work through it.
You know what's
Yo.
crazy though? Like, and that, so say if we talking to our wives, right? So the question might be a question that's begging like a harsh answer or something, maybe. So you don't want to kind of give the real answer. But in a situation where you should be able to just be like, I'm upset, you'd be like, I'm alright.
Yeah, but it's like, for me, it's like,
Niggas
and
be
for
like,
me
"We
to,
good."
so this is the thing, for me to explain my stress to somebody or to a room where I'm not gonna get any assistance from,
Right.
that's a
More
waste of
stressful.
time. You know what I'm
That's-
saying?
that's
I'd
the answer,
rather
though.
just get the solutions myself, because I'm gonna have to get them myself. So me expressing this shit to you for 30 minutes, that's taking 30 minutes out of my solution time.
We needed you to say that though.
Like, oh, I'll say it.
look. So I wanna double back to, like I said, y'all having girls and boys. So how do y'all teach y'all daughters about this moment with men when they get older? How do y'all think y'all are gonna maneuver with
Is it
daughters?
a thing that you teach? Do you
Yeah.
teach? Do you teach?
I'm
Like,
gonna tell
do
her-
you
well-
teach your daughters how to be compassionate to men?
I'm gonna try.
I teach them how to do that with me.
Yeah, that's exactly that. I'm going to try by giving them that interaction. Because sometimes I might be stressed or I might react in a way because we all human. So say they might ask me, and I'm like, come on, like whatever, and
Right.
I'm like, my bad,
Right.
I'm just.
I was gonna
just
say
give me
a lot of
little-
it is modeling behavior. So
So Seth, you lead with fear.
Nah, I wish. My daughters ain't scared of me at all, and that be always the plan though. But my daughters are not scared of me at all. Punch you in the face, they be like,
I think,
nigga,
like
boy.
you said, I be stressed sometimes. So, like Seth alluded to, sometimes I might give my daughter some of that energy. Like, yo,
Yeah.
what you doing? Da, da, da. And I'll just apologize and I'll say it. Like, you know,
Right.
Daddy just a little stressed about this. I apologize. This is not how you should react to people when you're
Yeah.
stressed. When you are upset, you should talk to somebody who you know got your back. And you know Daddy got your back. So you can talk to me. Da, da, da. So, you know, and so every night we always say we love each other in the house. So I always say that's another thing, like check in on your family and make sure that they feel safe enough, like you just said, to tell you things that are bothering them and show that you'll be there for them. So I think it's about modeling, you know, that for them. As far as being compassionate toward men, I'll worry about that a long
Yeah,
time from
I
now,
feel-
because
So I got two questions for you. I'm probably gonna forget the second one, but like in your household, like when you deal with stress, like what is that like? Are you able to seek counsel? Like how does that work? Like when you are stressed, do you say, yo, I'm stressed out? Like how does that play out for you? Like the same question that you asked us.
I mean, when I'm stressed, it shows in different ways. I get childish sometimes. I bother people. I get annoying at times. And then once I realize that I'm being annoying, I'll be like, my bad. I'm just dealing with some stuff. And then now it's upon that person to say,
What kind of stuff?
right, do
And what's
you
your
want to talk
response?
about it? Is there anything I can do to help?
Do you talk about it?
Sometimes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Sometimes it might just be neck. I don't know. You know what I mean? Who knows?
So what I would like to say,
But nah. What I wanted to get into though is, you know, us as men, right? And like I said, I got a son who's 14, 15 years old, and it's like I really be having to have talks with him because sometimes he might see something or hear something, and I gotta be like, yo, understand as you get older, you're gonna have to deal with women. And women are all different types of women. Hopefully you find a precious queen that is going to be compassionate and care and think about what you're going through and really be tapped in with you. But there's a possibility that a lot of women are very similar. and they're not worried about what you're dealing with right
You gotta
now.
get them. You gotta get them the.
And it's,
What's the book? I gotta get them that shit early.
Oh, way superior.
Oh,
So
no,
they
I
know
gave it to
early.
him, but I told him not yet. I said, don't read it just yet.
Yeah, read it early. It's
I mean, so sometimes I get that.
less.
You know what I'm saying? Some of them
Less.
don't be worried about what a nigga going through, and then you also have some of them that just they don't know.
They don't even know how to
They
help.
don't know how to
they
approach
do
it. Yeah.
care, but they don't know
care,
what
but
to do to help.
Right.
Is there a way we can tell them what to do? No. I mean, they have to have certain skills.
We can tell them if they're
I mean,
willing
I think
to
you
listen.
gotta. Yeah, I think that's the thing though.
Rich, it seems like you have something to say.
Why does it seem
I don't know.
that?
I
don't
see you
know.
taking a couple
Yeah, you
breaths.
took a deep
like
breath.
you was gonna, like you,
I told
you're
you it's
thinking
been
about
a
something.
long day. I'm just trying to. I'm just
got
trying
you.
to keep myself,
Yeah.
calm
Yeah.
and cool.
One thing though, I think that it's important for men to understand, like, this is important, right? For a man, not stressed, whatever, to get around a group of like-minded men who you respect their opinions and shit, and then speak openly. I think that that's important, and a lot of men don't understand that you need to do that. So they'll try to just be like, I hold it all down, and that does not work.
You know what?
Go ahead. No.
Oh, no, we can't stop
please,
Rich. He's ready.
please.
No, I'm not ready for anything. But what I'll say is the whole speaking out. I forget the exact terminology you said, but speaking freely is that, to me, is the struggle. We talked about this on this show a million times. I don't think black men are able to do that in general.
Yeah.
So, for me, that's the only place my stress comes from. And then it's crazy because I think it's not just like women don't want you to speak. It's like nobody wants you to speak.
Yeah.
And then the thing that makes it crazy is I think other black men who have been beaten down, feel less than, feel intimidated by you, they definitely don't want you to speak.
Yeah.
Because then it makes them look a certain way. So, and they're pandering, whatever, I don't want to get into all of that, but they are siding with whoever they're siding with. So if a man talking freely is intimidating to them.
Yeah.
Like, why is he, who do you think you are type thing. So, I don't have the answer, but that's where my frustration comes from.
What's the
What-
nigga that
why I'm
Samuel
disappearing.
Jackson was in Django? That's them niggas be. They
What
be
I
like
what I
that.
think is important is that I feel like, you know what I'm saying, whether it's your crib or your immediate circle, I think that we all create our own world, right? And in our world, we teach people how to love us, right? I think it's important to teach people how to love you and teach people how to interact with you. So even if it's your lady or your friends, like, you teach your friends how to be your friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, like you might have a friend that might slap somebody, but they know they can't slap you because you don't play like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think it's the same thing even in the household.
You think
It's
that
like,
works with women?
I don't know what works, but I know that
These are
I know that,
options,
that this is an option,
Yeah,
right?
nah,
it might not
'cause-
work for everybody, but I know that with everybody you must teach. You gotta teach your kids how to love you. You know what I'm saying? You teach everybody. You teach your colleagues how
agree
to treat you
wholeheartedly
in the
with what you're
office,
saying.
And I know,
and how to respect you.
and I know that's like my struggle. It's always been my struggle. But yeah, I don't know.
You gotta try to teach. I mean, I'm not saying you're gonna be successful, but you know what I'm saying? I think that's
get
part of the
tired
frustration.
teaching.
Yeah, but it's like like we were saying, you can't stop as a man.
Right.
You can't stop as a man. You can't stop teaching.
Or
you know what I'm
can
saying?
I? So just asking because I need help. My thought process of teaching is by example, without words, because words, I don't like giving. Because when I do things, I do things, and I don't like wasting energy.
Yeah, but people have different styles of learning. Some people are tactile. Some people are visual.
Right.
Some people need words. Some people
That
need
is
to
true.
punish. You know what I'm saying?
But what
Some
if?
people
But you
gotta-
said that we gotta teach people how to deal with us. But what if how I am is I don't want the words.
Sometimes you teach people with consequences. Consequences is also a lesson. So, but you can't not use words if the person that you're with is receptive
Needs
to
words.
words.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, that's in the job for years. They always talk about this shit: the messages and the receiver.
Right.
Facts.
So regardless of how you like to communicate, if you're trying to get something across to somebody, you got to speak in the language that they
Yeah,
understand.
Right,
you can't yell at a deaf person.
No, I get it. I get it. And
I like to talk loud.
And that's always been my approach. Lead with love. And I love to love people. And I love to meet them. I'm a teacher. That's what I do. So I love doing that. But when I don't get nothing out of it, it starts feeling like, damn, Like I'm trying too hard.
Do you think you're motivational?
What do you mean?
Like
To others. Like give
Yeah.
motivation to others? I wouldn't say that to myself. I've been told that, but that's not something.
What about you?
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, I think, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think,
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I am.
yeah.
Do you think women go around thinking they're motivational?
Some.
Yeah, I think they motivated. I think they. I'm not saying nothing.
What is going on?
That almost happened. I just didn't say nothing.
Almost got him. Almost, guys. Almost.
Guys walking in tightrope.
We got the umbrella. We got the umbrella.
All right. Listen, all right. With that being said, today's verse that we're going to do, man, we're going to do Nipsey Hussle's second verse of Hustlin' Motivate. All right.
It's a good guy to play today.
I feel like, this song is fire, but like, I remember hearing it and just thinking like, hustle and motivate. Like that's like an anthem for men. Like that's what we're expected to do. You know what I mean? We're expected to hustle. You know what I mean? We play sports and hustling is like, the coach will tell you like the one thing you can't teach is hustle.
That's what God just did today. He put me back in hustle mode. It was all about his arm.
You feel
I was
me?
chilling too much.
You was chilling.
I was chilling.
Y'all niggas
Shit
doing
was
well.
good.
Doing well over there.
Shit was cool,
doing well over
man.
there.
Shit was so cool.
It was on his victory line.
I had it.
Y'all rubbing shoulders with the cars.
I had it.
Niggas living too well.
Not at all. I had
Niggas living too good.
I had the next 4 years planned out. We gonna bust this move, that move, this one. Now I gotta shake that whole plan up. We gonna still bust the moves, but it's just a different approach. And that's crazy you brought up Nip, because Nip got that type of stay dangerous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So God be talking. So there you go.
Nip, he comes on in the second verse. Back in this bitch like I never left. Stand for some shit that you never rap. Passing through stages in life. Through ups and downs. It's all just another test. Live by the rules like a fucking ref. I got respect in 100 sets. Too many chains need another chest. Playing no games if it wasn't chess. All right, let's stop. Let's talk about it. Back in this bitch like I never left. Everybody says that, right? I love that. You know what I mean? Stand for some shit that you never rap. That's it's regular, but it's heavy.
Nah, that's heavy though. But I like what you're saying. It's that wordplay.
Right, you know what I mean?
Wordplay.
Stand for some shit that you never rep. It's like a lot of people will judge you on what you stand for, but they would never, ever stand in shoes and rep what you're repping because they're too afraid.
I mean, let's
of
be
the consequences.
honest, bro. Niggas ain't standing on nothing.
I about to say most niggas don't stand for
Niggas ain't even stand on
anything.
nothing, bro.
For anything.
You say stand on some shit that you never rep. That's a big blanket.
All
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like,
Stand for
Question, because it's
anything.
making me think about it. A lot of people got a lot of stuff to say election season, right? My thing has always been like, I love black people, so I try to hear black people out. But my other thing is, if I don't really respect your life or your lifestyle, I really don't want to hear from you. I don't know if this has nothing to do with the song, but how do you balance that? Or do you balance that?
It's
off?
not a balance. It's exactly what you said.
If they black or not.
Nigga, it like, I mean, because that's been that was like a place that I had to get in my life. You know what I mean? I love a lot of black people, like all of them, right? Got associates, got friends, got people I know. And I had to get to a point of like, damn, look at their life though. I don't really want to talk to you about anything because the way you're living is not something I can gain anything
Stand
from.
for some shit that you never.
I was about to say, because you saying that
never.
it has I think
it's
it has
that.
exactly everything
Yeah.
to do with this whole
Right.
beginning part of the song. All of the shit that he said through the ups and downs, like it's another test. Live by the rules like a fucking ref. All of that stuff. Like
Right.
if you're not
Yeah, it's
living
codes,
a
you know
life
what I'm
that you
saying?
can model some shit after,
Right.
then what are we having a
and it's like
conversation for?
the thing I would say about that is like you don't have to respect niggas or fuck with them, but you can
Exactly.
learn from everybody, even
Right,
a
of
fool.
course,
So
yeah.
sometimes you could just learn, like just by observing how weird people move. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I learned from.
I think there's a limit to that though, because I feel like I've been bogged down by letting too much of the wrong energy.
No,
and
don't accept the energy. You learn, and once you learn, you move on. You don't have to dwell there. You get what I'm saying?
I hear that, but I feel like it's hard.
But so this is the thing. You can't just ignore the fool in the room, right? The fool in the room might have a gun. Don't just ignore.
Or I just be in a house that you can't get into.
That's fine. But until you have that luxury, you have to pay attention to the fool in the room.
I get it. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like you don't write nobody off. You don't have to. Fuck with them or care about what they doing necessarily, but. You can learn from paying attention.
I believe in energy, and anything you take in, your body, your mind, your spirit, and your heart is all learning. And it's taking. I don't want to get too deep into that, but like I don't think words specifically matter as much. These vibrations matter the most, especially for me. I be knowing I don't need to be nowhere around none of that. You won't. That's why I keep saying you won't see me. You're just not gonna see me. Period. Because in this day and age, it's too many ways for niggas to reach you. It's the social media shit, it's the text, it's like, and niggas pass you that energy. They send you that message, that energy, and I'm like, I don't need this energy in my life. You hit me the other day, we was going through some stuff, and you was like, I don't even want to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even nothing directed towards you. Right. It was just this energy, right? It ain't sitting right with my spirit type shit. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where I was at. But then I think, back to what we talked about before about never stopping it, I like to stay in touch. So I step away. I get what I need to get.
Yeah, facts.
Use it.
That's it.
Go with it. And then I'm like,
I try to learn everything as quick as I can when it comes to that, though. Right, like these people, right? So, like, I've been around people where I'm like, damn. How they even living like this with the way they live?
I had to figure out what not to do.
Right, like let me see what's going on, and then once I get it, I'm like, all right, I'm good. I don't need to know anymore. Like I don't care if you learn something new. I'm good. I figured something out over there that I'm good on. You know what I mean? Right. Now I just stay away, and I never need to come back.
Where's the time? Yeah. I don't want to hold y'all up, cause like I that's something that I used to go back and forth with one of my friends about, like. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I got to a point where I'm like, I'm done with that. I'm done with the whole like anybody can teach me something. Nah, bro. How can you teach me something you've never done?
It's not that they can teach you, it's that you can learn.
I know what you're saying.
There's a difference.
I know what you're saying.
Like a nigga might not teach you nothing, but you can learn.
From
you can learn from watching a rock. It don't gotta.
Right, and I don't disagree with that.
You feel me?
I don't disagree with that at all. But what I'm saying is, I'm not saying most. There's a certain type of person that's in a certain type of place.
Yeah.
And I think I don't think it's oversimplification. I think some people may see it oversimplified. But I think there's certain types of people and they're where they're at because they're supposed to be where they're at.
Facts.
And once you go past that, there's no reason for you to ever be back. Like when you pass the level on Mario, you're only going back to the old stages to fuck around on 3. On 3 you go back to the boy you like. Because it's kind of fun over there.
I know how to get that shit. Let me try to do some other shit in it for fun.
Yeah, you know, that's the only way you
Sometimes
might
you go back to get the high score.
But think about it. But think about what you're doing though. You wasting time. You could have got further. You playing around and making this fun, but it's like, let's just move forward.
Grow? Do you want to move forward? You want to progress?
Yeah.
Or are you good where you at?
And that's where I'm at with it. So it's like, back to bring it all back. Some of my skin folk
ain't kinfolk.
They definitely ain't kinfolk. That's a fact. But I also don't even want to give them the time of day.
Yeah.
But that I feel like is perpetuating the issue.
That's a fact.
That's the problem. That's the conundrum.
I was going to say it's definitely a conundrum because it's to a point where you like, I feel like I'm almost indebted to talk to these niggas,
right.
But then in talking to them, I'm hurting myself.
My energy is getting depleted.
Yeah, it's like hugging a porcupine.
I think you facts, but I think we're only in charge of our world. Like you know what I'm saying, it's like save your world, save yourself, save your world. And then hopefully, you know what I'm saying?
Like I lead with love, right? I say that all the time, and I mean it wholeheartedly. How can I then just be like, fuck everybody, I'm gonna save my own world? I can't do that.
Sometimes you gotta love yourself more.
I love myself more,
that's
why I can't just detach.
And the other concept of it is, in the grand scheme, you're loving yourself correctly, so that how I tell myself, so I can then love others or give to others or provide for others. Yeah. So that's how I look at it.
Let me get on a little bit. No, through the ups and downs, like it's all just another test.
Yes.
Live by the rules like a fucking ref. I got respect in 100 sets. Too many chains need another chest.
Chess.
Playing no games if it wasn't chess. Cut from that cloth that you couldn't stretch. Cut from a circle you couldn't test. Heavily pressured and under stress. Even though niggas ain't sure, we was a mess. I love that line right there. You feel me? That goes back into, you know, I feel like all of us have been in that. Yeah, like no matter what we going through, sometimes, like I said, it might get heavy enough where they finally see like what's wrong with you. But a lot of the time, it's like, you don't even look like nothing's wrong. You seem like everything's fine. You just doing this. But, you know, we have the women, the wives we have to deal with where when they are stressed, they're going to throw it on you, pause. I mean, that's not a pause, but they're going to throw it on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is hard.
I mean,
I actually, good.
I think that we are conditioned though to not keep that on the surface. Cause who got the quote? I forgot who says it. Is like I think it's, I don't know. I don't want to misquote. They say to be a black man is to be like angry all the time type shit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know
So
the
it's
quote,
like,
but I know what you're saying.
I was going to say, and when I was in college, I took an African American studies course called Cool Pose.
Yeah.
And
Gangster.
it spoke about
We
that
gotta have
thing
posture,
right there.
we
How
got
a
to.
black man in society,
Yeah.
you got to keep this levelness because you can't seem dangerous. You got to be dangerous, but you
Yeah.
can't seem dangerous. So you got to give them this like
you outside, your
you gotta
whole
give him your
world could be
Obama.
upside down.
You gotta give him your Obama.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? Yo,
crazy.
What's
your
up, guy?
whole
How you
world
doing?
could
Give
be
him
upside
5. Yeah, how you
down.
doing? Smiling all the time and all this type of shit. That's what
And
we
your
gotta
life
do.
going in shambles the whole time,
Yep.
but you gotta, so you don't seem like
Right.
a menace.
You could be the person that need help, but they're
you
going to perceive that
Come on.
as you're a threat now and going to deal with you accordingly. And
whole
you need
time
help.
society is threatening you, but you
Yeah.
you,
You need
can't
help.
come
Yep.
across like the threat when you outside.
And then you're not
It's crazy.
respected if you look too bothered. You look weak.
I was talking
Because
to
now you
Mojo.
complaining too
Yeah.
much.
I was talking to Mojo. If you
can't
speak too
complain.
forcefully, you're a threat, so they deal with you in the harshest way possible.
Right.
But then if you speak too softly, you sassy,
Yeah,
you
you
weak,
weak,
you this,
yeah.
you all type of.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Like I said, heavily pressured and under stress.
That's the best
Even
part.
though niggas ain't show it, we was a mess.
Mess.
Yes,
Honest
sir.
template to the left. Judge a young nigga
By
by
their
their
address.
address. Left us no option
What they expect. Only thing we knew for sure is to bang the sack.
Fuck living basic, I'm taking risks. Fuck what they saying, I'm saying this. Don't waste your time, it don't make you rich.
It don't mean nothing, so fuck 'em, let's make a grip. Double up, triple up, make it 6. Bowling so hard you could pay a bitch. Lead to the lake if you wanna fish. Make sure them niggas survive you, stick to the script.
Yeah.
He was going off.
Let's talk about it. Judge a young nigga by their address. Left us no option. What they expect. Only thing we know for sure was to bang the set. Fuck living basic. I'm taking risks. How y'all feel about that? Like,
That's the key.
right?
Because, and we talked about it on the other Nip song, but they want you meek so that you're afraid to take risks. But the risks are actually the thing that's gonna set you free.
It's the only way for us to get
Yeah.
any motion is to take
Right.
risks. There's not going to give us no safe
Right.
Right.
ascension into
Yeah.
no nothing.
Yeah.
And it's not
gonna
even,
happen.
when you think about it, it's not really even a risk because, like, first of all, it's mandatory, but then also
The other side.
God gave you the ability to do this thing,
Right.
especially if you even have thought about this option. He put that vision there for you.
And I think when you say risk, I think risk is coloring outside of the lines that you are pigeonholed to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
guy's a
taking
poet,
that
man.
risk.
He
you know,
is.
You feel me? Like, so it's like taking that risk.
Like that.
Just maybe just do something
outside.
different than
Right.
what you used to.
What you used to.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Fuck that shit, boy.
God,
Words connect, words connect.
Words connect, words connect.
Fuck what they saying. So right after that, I'm taking risks. Fuck what they saying. I'm saying this. Don't waste your time. It don't make you rich.
Don't mean
Don't
nothing,
So
so fuck 'em,
let's make a grip.
This is where I'm at. Go ahead, keep going.
Double up, triple up, make it 6. Bowling so hard you could pay a bitch.
Lead to the lake if they want to fish. Make sure them niggas around you stick to the script. This should be written in stone. You should come visit my zone. Don't take my word. Double check all of my flows. Ask them how hustle got on, but fuck what you heard. This is what walk down that road. Sold everything but they sold. Straight off the curb. Real niggas, bitches, you nerds. It's just a human make concern. I don't do this for nothing.
I'm not gonna
Top
hold
5.
you, man.
Told you, he's my
Yeah.
top 5 forever.
Nah, Nip is definitely
That's my nigga.
Nip is on the list, man.
He might be right outside my top 5. Right
Nip is
outside.
on
He
the
be
list.
talking that shit, man. That niggas ain't talking.
That's
Yeah.
a fact. So lead to the lake if they want to fish. Make sure them niggas around you stick to the script.
Right, I'm not doing nothing. I'm just showing you how to do this thing. We're not about to talk all day, bro.
Yeah.
I can show you exactly what to do. You
Come on.
either do it or you don't.
Facts. This should be written in stone. You could come visit my zone. Don't take my word. Double check all of my flows. Ask them how hustle got on. But fuck what you heard. This for those who walk down the road, sold everything but they sold. Straight off the curb.
Real niggas rich as you nerves, addressed to whom it make us. And
Real
nah,
niggas
I'm
rich
talking
as you
about it, 'cause
nerves.
all these nerves be just getting this is really
The nerves are the new gangsters,
that's
man.
they got us
Let
in a
them tell
trick
it.
bag, bro, and it's like it's crazy right
It's-
now.
It definitely in a trick bag right now. We in the
It's litty though.
in the funny house with the mirrors.
Right.
That's where niggas is at right
Then
now.
you got all these niggas that never cool. They don't get no chicks. They hate chicks. But it's
So
crazy.
I'm gonna ask y'all this before we wrap this up. Do you think there's people out here that think you do this for nothing?
Do what?
Everything you do, like they look like, why is he doing all of this? Like,
Ooh, nah, that's a good question, and it's a fact they do. And let me tell you what I mean by that. They can't even. We said it before. What did he say? Rep something that you stand for some shit that you never rep.
Right.
You can't even fathom why I'm doing this.
it's crazy.
You can't fathom.
You don't know what
You
I'm
can't
doing.
fathom why I'm so angry at some of your stances.
Yeah.
You couldn't even understand because you think it's about this basic because you corny, broke. You think that's all you worried about is women hate me and I don't got no money. Life is way bigger than that because the money gonna come when you live righteously. That's just gonna happen. But
Yeah.
I'm standing on some shit that you can't even fathom, bro. Bigger purpose,
Facts.
greater purpose, I should
Greater
say.
purpose.
Are there people that you think out here that see how you move and they go,
So
Why is he
I mean,
moving like
people
this
don't
for, huh?
see how I move.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And
they don't see how you move, they think you moving.
honestly,
Because they don't see you. They like, why is he moving? Like,
They-
why can't I find him?
honestly, they just like, where this, like I just
Yeah.
materialize. Like, you know what I'm saying? I pop up feeling good, looking better. You know what I'm saying? I just materialize. But my thing is that I'm so big on helping people, even if I don't really get anything out of it, right?
Right.
It's like I'm really about the betterment of us. You know what I'm saying? So if I could get a little space in a circle and make that better, you know what I'm saying? I'm like a hired gun, man. You know what I'm saying? It might appear like I'm doing it for nothing, but I know what I'm doing it for. And I know the bigger, I'm saying the greater purpose that I'm tapped into and what it is that I'm trying to achieve.
Something that's
feel
dope
me?
that he's saying that made me think about is I think everybody has to know what their mission is, right? Because I know that he means what he says, right? That couldn't be me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just not who I am. At one point it might, but I think my purpose is totally different. I think the vision, like I've kind of seen it already, like what it's supposed to be. That's not my path particularly, and maybe there was a point where it was, but I think that's one thing I'm getting out of this is like, God gave you the vision of what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to do it. As long as you listen spiritually, you can't go wrong with that. And let people be who they're supposed to be in their story.
Yeah.
And fit in your story however they're supposed to fit.
How about you? You think niggas see you? Think you doing all this shit for nothing?
Man, I don't even care what they think. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm sure there might be people that back in the days, but at this point, it's very similar to what you're saying. Niggas don't even see me enough to have too many.
That's what I was
votes.
going to do. You see niggas? I don't see
You know what
nobody.
I'm saying? I definitely don't see them enough.
How
Except
about
for
you,
the
Seth?
niggas
You
that,
feel like
except for the niggas that I care for, like niggas that I really love and fuck with. I don't see nobody. I don't see nobody.
I definitely hustle. I hustle and I motivate. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't think it's anybody in my life that could say that they've ever come to me with an endeavor or a problem or anything and I didn't contribute to it to try to make it that thing that they want it to be. You know what I'm saying? And that's, I feel like, not to toot my own home, but I feel like that's part of my purpose here. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take care of my business, but if you got a business, we going to take care of your shit too. You feel me? And it's like,
Facts.
So before we get off, y'all want to tell us your favorite part of the verse of the hustle and the motivate?
I think I knew it off the top of my head. He said, let me just make sure I say it right. Yeah. You know what I mean? don't, don't waste your time. It don't make you rich. It don't mean nothing. So fuck them. Let's make a grip. Double up, triple up, make it 6. Ballin' so hard you could pay a bitch. Lead to the lake if they want to fish. Make sure them niggas around you stick to the script. I mean, mainly because I ain't just wasting my time doing anything. For 2, make sure them niggas around you stick to the script is key.
Facts.
Can't let snakes in your circle.
Gangster. You got one, Sal?
Let me go through it. I'll come back to me in a second, Paul.
You got one, Sal?
Live by the rules like a fucking ref. I got respect in 100 sets.
Yeah.
Too many chains, need another chest. And I fuck with that because I think that's like that's the entendre there where you talking about the gold chains and all of that, but what about the chains that they put on us?
Right.
And we was just talking about dealing with stress and all of that. Like it's too much shit. Like a nigga need a whole nother nigga to be able to deal with all the shit they put on me.
Right.
I didn't even think about it that way, but that's a fact.
I like that. So it's this part right here when he says, heavily pressured and under stress, even though niggas ain't sure we wasn't mess. Honest attempt playing to the left. Judge a young nigga by their address. Left us no option what they expect. So it's like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like heavily pressured and under stress. And we was fucked up, but we didn't show it. Like niggas still get up every day, like we was talking about, right? You gotta tuck that and walk
like
around like nothing has
left.
happened, right? But then the other part where he says, judge a young nigga by their address, left us no options what they expect. It's like y'all niggas put us here, right? And then y'all judge us for being from here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I think that's so tough to just like put it together just in just those 2 bars so short and sweet.
That was my favorite part. That same part. So yeah, that's that.
That was it.
That's that.
All right,
that's that. This is another episode of Verse to Verse. Shout out to my brothers MBK, Sal, James Rich, Big U. Words Connect, Words Connect. We out of here. It's me. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And some.
These biting my style, I hope they got dental plans. So get it straight from the source and cut out the middleman. Get that pure dough. Get that pure dough. Go get it straight from the source and cut out the middleman. Get that pure dough.